Today, I'm going to show you all of my lighting gear for 2021. We all know who our real light is in our life. It's our dogs and our cats and our pets. Bae, you know what? You know what? You light up my life. Oh, stop singing? Maybe I should go do the video. But you do. Oh, are you the best? All right, let's step over to the desk here and I'm going to show you all of my lighting gear. Let's go. All right. Well, welcome everyone. As you know, I am Monique Renee, right here at Silver Paw Studio. And on this channel, I empower you to tell all of your tales of tales with a camera. And oftentimes with a camera, you might want to get a light. Let's talk about the 3 lights that I use in my studio. The first one is pretty much the basics, and that is a Speedlight. This one happens to be the Flashpoint. All this gear I'll link down below, but this is the Flashpoint Zoom. This is an R2 TTL. I don't really use the TTL much, but it's just a regular Flashpoint Speedlight. I've had it a couple of years at least, but what comes with this is a little foot, and this foot is so valuable. And you just put it on there, screw it on. And also this foot has a little 1/4-20 screw in it. So you could also screw that on top of a light stand, which we'll talk about as well. These are really, really easy to use. You can also just put this right boop on top of your camera. But I find what's better, because I don't ever recommend, well, I can't say that. Sometimes you do have to just put your flash on top of your camera, but most of the time you want it off camera. So off camera flash, right? OCF. That's what people are talking about, is taking the flash, boop, from off your camera and putting it to the side. So you will need, with these, a transmitter. So I just have this controller thing. There is an updated version of this with a cool little screen, but this still works for me, so I haven't invested in getting one of those. So this is the part that sits on top of the camera, and you can set all of the flash settings from your camera. So if this was far away from you and you just wanted to adjust it a little bit, you can do that right from here. Really handy, let me tell you. If you're an on-the-go, on-location photographer and you want to have just that little extra kiss of light on your pet's face, this is perfect. A little speed light like this is so, so great. And if you're at the shelters there as well, oftentimes you're in really small spaces and you don't have any power supply. So having a little battery power, this is just powered by AA batteries in here, is so, so valuable. And actually, I'm going to make a video soon on my 2 ways, I think, or 3 ways that I use a Speedlight at the animal shelter. So be watching for that video down the line. So the best way to know when that comes out is, of course, to subscribe, and then you'll get to know. That is my first flash that I have. So there's one. That's a little Speedlight. I think these are invaluable to have. The next one, if you follow this channel long enough, it's the same kind of lights I've had for a while. Let me show you. Ooh, and it's the Flashpoint. These are the Explore 600s. I have 2 of them. And the only difference being is that one of them, this one, that was loud, is a TTL, which means through the lens. And if you just set it to TTL, then your camera will just decide what the flash setting should be. I'm too much of a control freak, so I never use the TTL, but tons of people really, really love it. I got TTL because it was on super sale one day. So I like these Flashpoint Explore 600s. As you can see, this one's not TTL, which is totally fine. These are similar to the Godox brand, if you're familiar with Godox. The bonus to these is that they're a little more affordable. They're controlled by this same controller. Pretty sweet. So this can control any of these lights because it's the same brand and it's set up for these. And it is portable. This is the battery. So you just charge up the battery. You do not need power at the site for these, which is so nice. It's also great because it's got what's called a Bowen's mount. So you can use these just like they are. This piece is called a reflector, right there. But Bowen's mount has these 3 spots. And so there's all kinds of modifiers that you can put on these that I'll show you in a moment. And this bulb really lasts a super long time. Part of the reason I like the Explore 600s is because you rarely have to have them at a high power. So you can get a lot more life out of these because you only have to use them at half power. So this bulb and this whole unit is not working as hard because it's got extra oomph built in that you don't always need all of it. I like having 2 of these at the studio, especially if I have a larger group or fast-moving subjects. These are flashes, and so they will flash to freeze action. Really like that. These are really great mid-range lenses. Or mid-range flashes, sorry. I don't remember exactly how much. I would say these are between $300 and $600 at this point. The last time I bought one was probably a year and a half ago, so don't quote me on that, but I'll put some links down below so you can take a look. The biggest difference being that TTL piece. So if you are pretty confident that you can learn how to do not TTL, you're gonna save yourself like $100. So definitely check these out. Okay, the last light that I use for pet photography is, I'm gonna just carefully move these out of the way, excuse me very much, is this one I'm gonna show you next. Now, I did have a previous video here with using this light with my dog Bailey because there is a really slight hum when you turn on either one of these types of flashes, a strobe. There's a little bit of hum there, and she just reacts to that and does not like it, and it really scares her. So I was really trying to find a way where if I was in the studio or a darker location, what can I do for her and other animals like her, plus use it for my video work. So you might have seen this in that past video using the Godox UL150 for pet photography. Let me show you. So this is the Godox UL150. This is technically a video lens. And I think I forgot to mention it on that, is that it's an LED, so it's not gonna warm up either, which is really nice. It also has a Bowen's mount. So the 3 little pieces on it. So you can see, isn't that a cool lens? Isn't that great? Yeah. Why do I have this? Again, it's for video work. It's for the animals that are a little bit scared. It's also for slower moving. You're not gonna stop intense action with this on a still photo. You might be able to if you use like a really high ISO, something like that. You gotta really have a camera that can do that. That's why I have these strobes, but this is really, really nice in studio. The downside to using this is it is very heavy. You need to make sure that you have sandbags with you and you have a sturdy stand and you need a power supply. Yeah, this plugs in. You can get an external battery, but that's another $100, $150, somewhere around that. So I haven't invested in that. So this pretty much stays at my studio. This is what I light almost all of my YouTube videos with now. So I love, love, love this. I don't think I'd take this on location for still pet photography or pet and people. These are still my go-tos, absolutely. But what's really, really interesting to me is last time I looked at the price point for this Godox UL150, it was a little bit less than the Flashpoint Explore 600. Yeah, so if you have a fixed studio location that you can plug this in and go, then I would definitely recommend this. And guess what? You don't even need a controller. You really just turn this on. It's so, so great. I am really loving this. Like more than I thought I would, honestly. Okay, stay. So those are my 3 lights that I use for my pet photography studio now. What I want to do is move some of this out of the way so I have room to show you the modifiers and the stands that you need for these, okay? Because I have a couple different options for you and I want to run through them really quickly. First, we're going to start with that little one, the Speedlight. Now this Speedlight you can use just on the foot like that, and you can put it on a shelf and have it bounce, or you can put it on top of your camera. but I find it very helpful to be able to put it on a stand. Now, remember I told you the bottom of the foot for these has that 1/4-20 little screw-in hole. So let's grab a light stand. So you can take that flash and just screw it on the top. Okay, so there you go. If you don't have something like a bookshelf or a windowsill or something to bounce it off of, you can put it on a stand, but this is pretty limiting. One of the main modifier I ever use with a Speedlight is an umbrella. You can imagine, instead of having this beam of light, you just have an umbrella. So really quickly, I have another video that shows you this, but I just want to show you this little contraption. Okay, instead of screwing it straight on here, let's take this off real quick. So this goes on top of your stand. Then I have attached a little cold shoe here, and you'd screw it in here. So, meow. So this part will tilt up and down. Isn't that awesome? Okay, why is that awesome? Let me show you. Because there's a little hole right here that you put your umbrella in. You have, instead of a small area of light hitting your subject, right? Whew, it gets spread out over this umbrella. How cool is that? All right, so this might be a little bit big at a shelter depending on how much space you have, but this is a really, really nice beginner setup. If you don't buy any other flash, or this is going to be your very first flash, I would definitely suggest a little Speedlight like this, and this bracket, a lightweight stand, an umbrella. You can do so much with this, and you get that little bit of sparkle in their eyes. Oh, mwah, nice. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for a second. Now let's look at the Flashpoint Explorer. Again, you just take that same light stand, pop it right on the top. Pop it right on the top. Here we go. Oh my gosh, they're heavy. Okay, I don't want to drop it, you know what I mean? All right, and what's really cool is if I line this up right, so if I put this reflector piece on, you can use it just like this. You can bounce this off the ceiling, things like that. It has a slot right here that goes right to the side here, and you can put the umbrella in here too. So, how much bad luck do you think I'm gonna get opening all these umbrellas in the studio? Oh no. Easy peasy. And no cords, nothing. If I was using this outside, you know I'm gonna have a sandbag on it. Really, really easy. There's one modifier, alternative modifier, this type. The difference is that's a shoot through umbrella. It'll give you a different looking light. And this is more kind of like a softbox. So that's another type of modifier. So those are a couple of options for umbrella style modifiers. Now let's look at one that I love, and it's this little Parapop softbox. It's a round softbox. It's super portable. And again, it's got that Bowens mount. You throw this on. It's just a really nice soft light, and it doesn't spill the light everywhere else. And then the cool thing is all of these you can use on the Godox UL 150. Now the UL 150 also has all of this stuff to make it work. So keep that in mind too. There's more you have to take with you. You can check out those details in the UL 150 video I did. But again, you just plop it on the top. Let me lower this for you. Okay. And then same thing, you have a release here. I always mount this upside down and I can't find it. Here it is. There we go. Release, and you put that softbox on there just like it. Pretty awesome, right? Goodness, let me grab my chair. All right, those are the 3 lights that I have for photography here at Silver Cross Studio for Pet and People photography sessions. Bailey, do you want to say goodbye? Come here, honey. Come on. She's worried I'm going to turn on some of her flashes she doesn't like. Yeah. All right, my little light. Are you my little light? I won't sing again. It's okay. There you go. If you have questions about any of this, type it in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and give a subscribe and a bell. And as always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and treats's. What does that mean, babe? What does it mean? Does it mean treat? Ooh, yeah. Okay, I think it's treat time. Yeah, okay, let's go. Thanks for watching. Mwah. See you later.